Welcome to the MACS process presentation on active agreements. Please note the source of all information provided today was obtained from the online MDA MACS manual. Today's agenda, we will be discussing submissions and approvals to the Board of Public Works, extension requests, cancellation requests, monitoring active agreements, on-farm status reviews, property transfers, unrecorded NORs and property transfers, providing information on the new developed MACS Program Technical Advisory Committee, also known as TAC, and reviewing the final tips and takeaways from today's presentation. The Board of Public Works submissions and approvals. Board of Public Works submissions. Applications submitted by the Soil Conservation Districts are collected for review. Applications are reviewed by Yvonne Rowe. Once reviewed, the application is forwarded to the MACS Administrator for approval. Upon receiving approval from the MACS Administrator, the application is included on the list for the next board submission deadline. The official agenda for the Board of Public Works meeting will be published at bpw.maryland.gov. This typically occurs after 3 p.m., 10 days in advance of the scheduled meeting. All districts should utilize this link to view all submissions and approvals. Extension requests. Setting the right expectations. Facts you should know, and should you counsel and encourage re-enrollment? Let's learn more. Facts you should know regarding extension requests. Did you know an approved practice must be completed within 1 year from the date the agreement is signed? Extensions to the agreement must be secured in advance if construction cannot be finished within 1 year of the date approved by the board. Extension requests must be submitted in writing by the Soil Conservation District Manager. Extension requests must specify the construction stage, include a detailed explanation of the circumstances that hinder completion, and provide an estimated target completion date. The MACS program only allows one extension of up to 6 months, granted only under precise and extenuating circumstances that hinder project completion. If the project is not completed within a 6-month extension, the agreement will be canceled, and the applicant and Soil Conservation District will be notified of the cancellation in writing. Please make sure to review your monthly reports for both 0 to 180 and 180 plus days. Additionally, submit any necessary extensions or cancellations for these agreements or risk cancellation. Please note, agreements should not exceed the 18 months allowed unless there are extenuating circumstances that prohibit project completion. To reinstate a canceled agreement, please contact the MACS Administrator in writing within 3 days of receiving the notification to request reinstatement. Failure to do so will result in the funds being reverted and the applicant will need to reapply. Please note, reinstatements are not guaranteed. Before making your extension request, review your agreements and reports thoroughly. To avoid being denied an extension, please ensure your request adheres to the required guidelines highlighted below. If the sole conservation district neglects to follow up with the cooperator before the extension deadline, it may result in cancellation by the MACS program. Your compliance with these guidelines for each agreement will help free up funding for other applicants eager to participate. Please consider probing further to help us advance our mission and goals. Next up are cancellations and setting the right expectations. Cancellations. Cancellations occur in one of two ways. By the sole conservation district, to cancel an agreement approved by the Board of Public Works, the sole conservation district manager must submit a written cancellation request that includes the reason for the cancellation. Cancellations made by the MACS program. If the project is not completed within a 6-month extension period, or if there is no communication from the sole conservation district regarding the status of a specific project, the MACS program will cancel the agreement. Both the applicant and the sole conservation district will be notified of the cancellation. To reinstate an agreement, please contact the MACS administrator in writing within 3 days of receiving the notification to request reinstatement. Failure to do so will result in the funds being reverted and the applicant will need to reapply. Please note, reinstatements are not guaranteed. Monitoring active agreements. What are agent reports? Why are they issued monthly? And what should you do next? What are agent reports? These reports provide a comprehensive overview of the active agreements within your district, organized into 7 distinct categories. It's important to note that the availability of each report may vary based on your district's specific activities. In the following sections, you will see a detail of each category, helping you understand the valuable insights these reports offer for informed decision-making and enhanced operational efficiency. Aging reports. Aging reports are issued at the end of each month to keep you aware of your active, past due, completed, and canceled agreements in your district. If you're unable to locate a specific file, it means that there are no reports available that fulfill the specific criteria. What should you do? Review these agreements carefully and notify the MACS program of any discrepancies. Please respond in writing to the MACS program if you have any past due agreements listed on either report. Approved 0 to 180 days and approved 180 plus days. Please note, only one extension can be requested of up to 6 months per agreement, depending on project status. The following reports requires a prompt follow-up from the sole conservation district manager. Please note the agreements listed in these 2 reports are not in compliance with the terms and conditions of their signed agreement with MDA and are at risk of cancellation. On-farm status reviews. On-farm status reviews are performed on an annual basis. Please submit the completed on-farm status review to the MACS office as they are completed. This will provide ample time for property transfer preparations to begin and be executed in a timely manner. Tip: if you indicate on your on-farm status review that a property has been sold, please consider submitting your MACS transfer of property worksheet along with the new owner's deed with your on-farm status review. Doing so will save time and move you to the final step of the process, which is to obtain signatures for the MACS assignment of cost sharing agreement and consent form. Property transfers, transfer of property guidelines, and property transfer process. Property transfers process. If you discover that a property has been sold and requires a property transfer, follow these steps. First, determine if the BMP is currently active. If it is inactive, no action is required, as property transfers are not necessary for expired agreements. Access the MACS online manual, download and complete the transfer of property worksheet, and submit it to the MACS office along with a copy of the new owner's deed. The district should also submit a new on-farm status review indicating the condition of the BMPs being transferred. You will soon receive a consent form for assignment of cost sharing agreement. Both the previous owner and the new owner will need to sign this form. If the previous owner is unavailable, the current owner's signature will be sufficient. Once you have the consent form completed, please send it to the MACS office for further processing. Please send originals. Unrecorded notice of recordation and property transfers. Emails, correspondence, and consequences. I wanted to take a moment to gently remind everyone about the importance of checking your emails regularly and responding to MACS program inquiries. We often share critical information that requires your feedback or assistance, whether it's to obtain your help in completing a property transfer, getting an NOR corrected for recordation with the clerk of court, retrieving additional documentation for the Attorney General's office, or receiving an update on an expired agreement. All of these issues have severe consequences for the Maryland Department of Agriculture. Your feedback and responses are vital to the success of your cooperators, the MACS program, the Department of Agriculture, and even your district. So please make it a habit to check and respond to your emails, as well as any mail we send your way. Your cooperation makes a difference and will help us move closer to our goals. Special announcement. Newly formed MACS Program Technical Advisory Committee. The MACS program has established a Technical Advisory Committee, also known as TAC. The committee plans to meet regularly to discuss recommended topics and concerns If you would like more information, please reach out to the MACS administrator. Your feedback is greatly appreciated. Final tips and takeaways. Here you will see a summary of today's presentation. Just some key points that we've touched on today. To the right, you will see a list of contacts. These are the individuals that handles the different areas of the MACS program. Please review this list and contact us accordingly. You will contact Yvonne Rowe for applications, Roger Gatto for claim for payments, Angela Little for program inquiries, and myself, Sean Burgess. You will contact me for Board of Public Works submissions and approvals, cancellations, extensions, monthly reports, on-farm status reviews, and property transfers. Thank you all for your time and attention today. I appreciate your engagement and participation as we explored the insights provided in this presentation. Your commitment to understanding these tools is vital for our collective success. If you have any questions and would like to discuss further, please feel free to reach out to us. We look forward to hearing from you. Have a great day.